I believe that there are still unspoken standards that place limits and prohibit certain people from using certain things. This does not just involve the issue of race, but also of class and gender as well. Some of these standards and stereotypes include racial profiling at airports, shopping malls, and even buying a house or a car. Racial profiling is illegal, but still happens. This is seen most at airport security checks. If there are two men, one white and one of Middle Eastern descent, the security will always pull the Middle Eastern man aside. In the Susan Brickford essay, she talks about when the word public is used, that there is a clear and distinct public that they have in mind. She says public has to be reduced to a singular perspective, which is the white to middle upper class view. Whites have been trying to make public spaces safer by purification and exclusion of all others. This brings increased danger, discomfort, and exclusion for all others that do not fit into the white middle class category. In Joe James's piece, Fuck the Police, she says that there are disproportionate amounts of state-sponsored violence that is inflicted on the lives of women and children and the poor. Where are all the white middle class suburbanites? Why do they get excluded from this category? In no way is this treatment ever justifiable. It is an own perception that all people are naturally bad, and these instincts are inside them somewhere. I am asking, is this the reason why people are moving into gated communities at an increasing rate? Could they be afraid of what others that are less fortunate than them might do? The gated community establishes an impenetrable barrier between the people inside and the people outside. This is because these communities restrict who they want to let live inside. For instance, the chances of an African American family moving into one of these neighborhoods is slim to none. The barrier eliminates the threat of violence. The gated community gives the people inside the freedom to not worry about these things. Why is it that people living inside the gated community don't worry about the other white middle to upper class people's capacity for violence in their communities? This dilemma has both racial and class issues. The race issue is that white people do not fear or feel uncomfortable around other white people because they are comfortable around similar things. The class issue is that people living inside the gated community have the financial stability compared to those outside who do not. This could be a reason why the people that live inside the gated community do not fear the other people living inside. It is true that people often view others with money as good people and that they cannot be bad. I feel gated communities are useless because nothing can ever separate you from everything that is bad. It just becomes an issue of race. The financial aspect of living in one of these neighborhoods is to try and keep colored people out of the community. This is an unwritten and unspoken part of racism in this country. There are a lot of things that could qualify someone to not be able to occupy and use public space. Typically, some of these people are homeless, African Americans, and other people of color. Instead of not being allowed in, they are discriminated. There are certain perceptions about African Americans and homeless that negatively affect how they are viewed in public. African Americans are usually subject to increased scrutiny and sometimes accused of stealing something, only because they are black. The homeless are always viewed as unwanted. People that think when there is a homeless person, they are not safe because they are afraid and unsure. The homeless are driven out of these places and not allowed to stay there or even use the public restrooms. African Americans do not experience discrimination at this level, but they get weird looks and stares. These places such as malls, shopping centers, and parks are meant to be safe, but safe for whom? Safe for the white middle class that decides what is safe because they are the majority. They begin to make things safe for themselves but forget about others. In a perfect world, everyone would be able to enjoy and use everything. There has also been the recent development of country clubs, private pools, and parks so that people can control who they decide to let in. This keeps the unwanted individuals out of these areas and makes the people feel safer and more comfortable. This aligns with the whole gated community idea as well. We only let in the people we want to let in. All of this goes back to the issue of race and class. The privileged white class is in control.